Hey everybody, how's it going? And hope everyone is doing safe and well, and welcome back to another exciting, but I guess I should also say more of a humble episode, because this has obviously been a very humble and uneasy time for a lot of different people, and I'm totally with you over there. But in today's episode, I'm going to be basically doing another update about the second stimulus check / second stimulus payment, specifically highlighting all of the super key important dates that every single person who has been following the news revolving around the second stimulus package, second stimulus check, second stimulus payment and bill should know about in this coming month, since this will highlight all of the key important dates into when we should receive an answer after the entire incredibly long extended wait and everything else that's basically been going on. So definitely watch all the way to the end, because I'm hoping to make this a very fast and easy and straight to the point watch video, and also very important one if you've been following this video. But before we begin, I just wanted to wish every single person a happy Independence Day. Today is July 3rd, but many people observe this as the unofficial Independence Day because it is a Friday. But regardless, tomorrow will be the actual official Independence Day. So happy Independence Day, every single person. But regardless of when you're watching this, as long as you're watching this in the month of July 2020, all of these dates will be super applicable, because I'm going to talk from what is going on today all the way until basically the end of this month. And I promise you, this will be a very crazy and epic month in the world of stimulus checks. So definitely watch all the way to the end. But also, before we begin, also smash the like button, because it does really help the channel. And also consider subscribing if you're really into videos related around the second stimulus check, the stock market, or really any kind of financial or personal development based topics. Alright, so I'm going to roll the introduction, but let's begin. So I'm basically going to be doing this week by week, and so obviously today we have officially entered into the first week of July. Our month started on Wednesday, July 1st. Thursday, July 2nd, which is basically yesterday, is when the unemployment rates came out, and they came out to be about 11.1% in this country. And this is only including the people that have been counted. So it's crazy to think that in our country, with I believe like over 300 million people, there are still about 30 to 40 million people that are unemployed. This does not include people that are not part of the count, or people that couldn't file for unemployment, or the people that are underemployed. So they're employed, but they're just not really working a full-time job. So they're actually barely making as much money either. But today is July 3rd. Today is basically the observed holiday for Independence Day, and tomorrow will be the actual official July 4 Independence Day celebration. So we are now currently in Independence Day weekend, but it also means that this is also the start, sadly, of the Senate Republicans' holiday vacation trip. Yes, it is so crazy that during this time period, the senators are currently going to be on a vacation between Friday, July 3rd, which is today, all through Independence Day, all the way until July 17th. They are going on a vacation for 2 whole weeks, which is crazy, because last I checked, most people during July 4 would normally get off for 3 days, because, July 4, basically the July 4 3-day weekend. But the senators somehow are making millions and millions of dollars, and they are literally now taking a 2-week vacation during this time period, which also means that we probably will not really hear any kind of official news for certainly at least the next 2 weeks, until they come back. The next 2 weeks, there's probably going to be a lot more news about the stimulus in regards to like plans that are being proposed or things that are written, but nothing really concrete and officially stamped and written in stone. Entering into the second week, on the other hand, should be a much more of a chill week. There's not really anything particular, I think, that's going to really be happening, certainly officially, on the second week. It's basically just like the chill, easygoing week, certainly at least for the Senate Republicans who are going to be on vacation. So nothing is going to be really happening official or concrete during that week. And I'd even go to say even the third week, there's also, once again, nothing that's going to be happening. The only thing that's really going to be important happening on the third week is the fact that tax taxes are going to be due on July 15th, which I believe is a Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday, July 15th, taxes will be due during that date. But also, one thing I will say quickly to notice is that this second and third week will also be a very, very crucial week, because even though there's not an official date regarding to the stimulus, it's also going to be the 2 weeks following July 4 weekend. And why this is important is because right now we are currently in a situation where the health pandemic is spiking rapidly, insanely in cases, especially in the South, and people have been throwing parties. I heard apparently there was a thing now where people are throwing like COVID themed parties where people are literally partying as hard as they possibly can to try to see who can catch COVID first or who can survive and not catch COVID. So it is a very, very crazy thing to think about. But basically the second and third week, it's really going to be the time period where we look at all of the COVID based cases to really be able to see how the cases will rise, how they're going to move, and this might have a huge impact to what ends up being proposed or how the economy ends up shifting in the coming 2 weeks. But now that we've gone from the first to the second to the third week, the fourth week of July, this is when the craziness happens. These last 2 weeks are going to be the most epic in the world of stimulus checks. So I basically have it written here that basically on Monday, July 20th, that is when the Senate Republicans will return to work. And that also means that that will be the first date when something can potentially officially be passed. But the likelihood is it's probably not likely that it's going to be stamped immediately the first day. But that is the first date when they will come back and we can start to really see substantial news about what is going to happen. Because later in that week, on Saturday, July 25th, that is when the eviction freezes end after 120 days. And that basically means that on Saturday, July 25th, it means that all of the landlords now will have the right to send notices to start evicting people. I don't believe that they can necessarily evict people that date, because I think they do have to send out a notice first, and normally that might take maybe about like 2, 3 to 4 weeks until they can actually physically evict the people. But that also means that is when the fear is going to start. That is when the panicking is really, really going to potentially happen if you are someone that's been struggling to pay rent. Huge feels for anyone that's really going through that, but it's going to be a very, very scary week during that time period. And also because the following day, on Sunday, July 26th, is also the date when I like to say unemployment officially ends. Because even though the actual date when unemployment ends is going to be July 31st, the reality is that many states are doing something where they actually end the unemployment cutoff by week, which basically means that technically by that logic, it's the last date, the last Sunday of the last month is basically when it ends, which basically means that, at least for me, talking as someone from New York City, I know in New York definitely, unemployment will officially end on Sunday, July 26th. But then following this crazy week, that is when we are going to be followed up and entering into week 5, which is officially going to be the final week in July. On week 5, the two big dates to really know is that on Thursday, July 30th, that is basically when the utility bills for certain people are going to be suspended if you are someone that uses Verizon, AT&T, Comcast, or Atlantic Broadband. And then of course the following date, on Friday, July 31st, that is the date when unemployment officially ends, unless there is some kind of extension. Now, I will say one other date that I think is also important, and because it is very, very applicable, is that the senators are going to be taking another vacation trip, which is insane. It's insane that they already are taking a 2-week vacation trip in July, but they are going to be taking another vacation trip between August 7th and September 7th. Supposedly, this is what they call the Labor Day holiday vacation for them. It is insane. I mean, Labor Day is supposed to be a 3-day weekend. They are literally taking a 1-month break in order to do this. So the good news about this is now we sort of have a deadline after waiting so long, like 1 to 2 months, with so many people going through hardship, that we finally have somewhat of a deadline about when this second stimulus is really going to be able to happen. And it means that likely this second stimulus check / package payment is probably going to happen somewhere between July 20th, which is when the senators come back, and then August 7th, but preferably before July 31st when the unemployment ends, so they can decide what they really want to do about that. But you should almost always definitely expect some kind of answer by Friday, August 7th, because if you don't have an answer, if they don't give an answer by Friday, August 7th, it means that we probably will not hear from them until September 7th. And September 7th is literally when the presidential debates are supposed to basically start. But that also means that literally if you leave people stranded for 1 month, the sheer amount of impact economically, socially, independently to families and all different things will be so damaging. I just cannot even imagine what would be going on if they extended it. So the good news is you sort of do have a little bit of a deadline now. This second stimulus package will be passed somewhere between July 20th and August 7th. The bad news is that we probably will not hear too much news, certainly for at least the next 2 weeks. We will probably hear a lot of news, but all of the news that we hear in the next 2 weeks are basically going to be proposed ideas, nothing officially stamped. So hopefully this gave you guys a little bit of like an idea about all of the important dates to really mark on your calendars and keep track of. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching as always. Hope everyone has an awesome, safe, happy Independence Day. Smash the like button if you haven't done so already. Oh, and maybe comment about how everything has been going on in your case, because I know a lot of people have like crazy stories to share about what's been going on, what they expect, their own prediction. So definitely comment any thoughts that you think about this current situation. Smash the like button, and happy Independence Day, and hope to see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much as always.